Hello, beautiful people. So following on from yesterday's training about love and fear, about fear, I did a training about how to overcome fear in 3 easy steps. The fear of your symptoms, the fear of your pain, the fear of the possibility of never recovering. And today I just want to move in a little bit to the opposite of fear, so we can really start to embody what the opposite of fear is, so that we know what that is and we can move in that direction, because sometimes we want to try and avoid fear, but when we don't know where we need to go neurologically, physiologically, then what do we do, right? So I suggested many soothing tools yesterday, and there's many more on my YouTube channel. But something that really helped me understand this, when after, being in pain for chronic pain for many years, was that there are two options here. We can either be in love or we can be in fear. So the love is the opposite of fear in a way, in the embodiment of that, right? And that's also reflected in our the neurological pathways that we have in our autonomic nervous system, the fight, flight, freeze response, or the rest, digest, and rejuvenate response. And there are two very different states, right? There's the fear response and the loving and rest, right? Digest, rejuvenate, and repair response. That it's very different from a physiological viewpoint. It's the open versus the contracted, right? It's the open state versus the contracted, holding on, holding down state, right? And this, from a mental perspective or mental level, I talked to you about yesterday, we can't see and focus. We're focused so narrowly on the problem, we can't see a solution. So it's when we're in the love state, we're in a solution-based, growth-orientated focus or mindset. And when we're in fight, flight, freeze, or in fear, we're in the focused, narrow, focus down, focus on the problem, and you can't see the bigger picture, right? And from a spiritual point of view, living in fear is life taking. It's against the grain, it's against life, it's not living in a state of openness, and so you're living in this life-taking state. It's not I've talked about the levels of vibrations of emotions. We're not in a life-giving state when we're in fear, but we're living in this contracted state. And so the love opposite of that is the life-giving state, and realization that we are, we can surrender into life, versus control. We can surrender and feel that life is working for us. So trust and have faith that life's working for you and through you, versus distrust, contraction, fear, life's not on my side. Can you see the difference between the two, so that the opposites, give us the way out, let's say, right? So we want to be it's in a state of possibility rather than impossibility. And when you're in fear, you're in impossible. Everything is impossible. There is no possibility of solution, right? There is and for me also, that really helped. So we're in this state, either or, right? We can, and this is just so helpful, because when you're in the fear state, and now you can shift out of it, right? Which I've told you about yesterday, how there are many ways that you can soothe, because it's not our natural state. Our natural state is to be in love, in a loving, open, surrendered, faith, trusting, and in faith with the universe, right? And Something else that really has helped me as well is this understanding about abundance and lack. It's abundance is love, right? Abundance is love state, right? And the lack, or the lack state, is fear, where everything is, we're in a state of lack. We don't have the thing that we want. We're waiting for the outcome that we want. We're having a dependency on an outcome that we want, and yet we and believing that we don't have it. So it's a lack state and a lack mentality, right? And knowing those two, right, knowing the opposite of what we don't want and where we want to go to, right, can really, really help to get out of that trap of fear-based living and fear of the symptoms getting worse, or fear of symptoms coming back. And so I invite you, I mean, because, for example, I did a whole video about this as well, that there's no such thing as lack. The universe, because it is a infinite cosmos, we're living in this infinite cosmos, which we're only just scraping at the surface of the mind body understanding of this, and how this is, you know, how we are the universe. The universe is a hologram. We are the hologram of the universe. The universe is inside us. You know, the field, all this quantum physics stuff. I mean, it blows my mind all the time. And we're just scratching on the surface and understanding really our human potential, that we are beings of, you know, infinite light, beings of light and love, and you know, not at all in lack. And it's a mindset, it's an illusion, it's the fear-based matrix that we're living in, that's keeping us in this illusionary role, and impossible, you know, lack, not possible, problem focused rather than solution focused, life taking rather than life giving. And so I invite you to just think about that today, and understand that because the cosmos is infinite, infinite is another word for abundance, right? That there is no such thing as lack, and abundance trumps lack all the time. So looking at your pain and suffering is helping you, you know, could help you to see when you're in lack, and when you're in this lack-based living, this fear-based living, and transcend that. And I'm going to be going into a little bit more about this next time, how we can use our pain to transcend fear and you know, move into a love-based living. So we're always one thought away from lack, fear, or abundance and love. And you can use the soothing tools and to release those negative thought vibrations, or the lower vibrations, to always go back to a higher vibration, and releasing the fear and lack. And it's these soothing tools have been, you know, so important to my healing journey and to many of my clients. And so please don't underestimate what they can do. It may take a little bit of time before you start to shift your body from fear, which is the fight, flight, freeze response, into a more relaxed and calm and soothing and abundant and loving state. So I'm going to be moving into this again next video, but just see where this pain and your suffering is showing you your lack-based living, okay? And the belief that you have in the world, in the belief that you have that the world is lacking, or you're lacking something, and so therefore the world is, the universe is. So I love you and leave you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.